Hello, this is Gary at Jack Raven Bushcraft. Thank you for watching our video. This week I'm going to char birch polypore to make tinder. Birch polypore is a type of mushroom that grows on birch. So I've got one just here. So this is on a fallen birch. I'm just going to take it off. Right, so this is a little past its best, but I think it should still work okay for charring for tinder. So yeah, birch polypore, as I say, grows on birch. The polypore, the underneath of it has many pores, so it's a bit like a sponge. So polypores don't have gills, they have pores. Typically they're going to grow out of the tree this way around. It does have some other names, so probably the most common one of those would be razor strop fungus. So when these are fresh, you can use this top side of the mushroom to strop your knife. You can also actually cut a strip off it and use it as a wound dressing, and it is particularly effective for that. So there's a birch polypore. I'm going to have a little wander and see if I can find any more. I found another fallen birch, and you can see clearly growing on the side of it another birch polypore. These will work in this condition for charring. As I said though, to use them to strop the knife or for a wound dressing, you need to find them when they are much fresher. And typically that will be when the tree is still upright. Now, if you see a birch upright with birch polypore growing out the side of it, then treat that with great caution. So a few years ago I found a birch with polypores growing out of it, and I literally poked it and the whole thing fell over. So be cautious with birch trees with polypores growing out of them. So I'm just going to harvest this one as well. So I just snap it off here. Right, so I've got the two polypores that I collected. First thing I'm going to do is cut them up into chunks. So this is the bit that was attached to the tree. It's still a little bit woody, so I'm going to put that to one side. And as it's, I'm going to start cutting this up. So I'm going for strips about a centimetre wide, something like that. And these ones, slightly bigger ones, I'm going to cut again, just down the centre. So, that's one. And now the other. Again, I'm just going to cut this bit off the end where it's quite woody. So And now I'm going to put those pieces into the tin. Like that. There is a single hole in the lid of the tin there, so that's going to allow any gases to escape when this is over the fire. So just pop the lid on nice and secure, and now I can get this onto the fire. I'm going to put the tin on the fire. What will happen shortly is I will get a plume of smoke coming out of that hole in the top of the tin. Once the plume of smoke reduces significantly, what I'll do is just put a little stick in the hole to stop any further smoke coming out. So at that point we are basically applying heat to the birch polypore in an oxygen starved environment, so the material will carbonize. I'll leave it on there for another 10-15 minutes or so once the bung is in place, and then I'll take it off. A good plume of smoke coming out the top. On occasion that plume of smoke can ignite, it can catch fire. It doesn't make any difference to the process that is going on inside the tin. So I'll leave this a little longer now until that plume of smoke is all but stopped, and then I will plug the hole. I have a little stick here. I've just carved a taper on the end. I'll pop that in here. Right, so I'm just going to leave that on the heat now for another kind of 15 minutes or so, and then take it off. Now, when you take it off, it is most important that you leave it so that it cools down completely before you take the lid off. So if you take the lid off before the whole thing is cooled down, essentially you have fuel in there, you have heat in there. Take the lid off, you let the oxygen in, and so the char will ignite in the tin. So make sure that it cools down until it is, okay. You can feel it with your hands basically that it is cool. There's no heat left in there. So the tin has cooled down, so I can take the lid off and have a look inside, and there are the individual pieces of charred birch polypore. So those I could ignite with a traditional flint and steel, with a fire steel, with a lens, with a parabolic mirror, a fire piston. So useful stuff to carry around in your fire lighting kit. I hope that was of use to you, something that you can incorporate into your own bushcraft skill set. I'll try my best to get some more content out next week. Make sure you don't miss out on that. You could subscribe either to our blog or to our YouTube channel, either of which are Jack Raven Bushcraft. Until then, take care.